Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. Nick is off this week, but we'll be back next week reporting from CTech in Japan. We'll start our show with news from Microsoft. The company gave us a first look at its Windows 10 operating system, a major release that will run on all hardware devices when it ships next year. The new operating system is Microsoft's attempt to address some of the challenges faced by Windows 8. Instead of Windows 9, it called it Windows 10 to emphasize how big the changes are. The company did a lot to make Windows 10 feel familiar to people who are used to running older Win32 style apps.
If you look on the left side here, all of our system pins are present, as well as my most frequently used. It's important to note that you can see Windows desktop software there next to Windows Store apps.
Snapping in Windows 8 allowed you to open multiple apps and have them fit together on the screen. In Windows 10, snapping has become a lot more powerful.
But I can take that further and snap to corners, and easily snap up to 4 apps if I want to.
The modern style of apps in Windows 8 used to occupy the full screen unless they were snapped together, but now the windows can be resized as with older Win32 apps.
Our apps can scale, so notice how there's 1, 2, 3 stages of UI changes depending on how I choose to scale this app.
Windows 10 will launch around the middle of next year after Microsoft's Build conference. A select group of Windows insiders received technical preview build for laptops and desktops this week. JPMorgan Chase disclosed that a major cyber attack that happened this summer affected 83 million of its customers. Names, addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses were compromised in the attack, but the bank said that no unusual fraud has been detected. A total of 76 million households and 7 million small businesses were impacted, the bank disclosed in an 8K filing to the SEC. JPMorgan said bank account numbers, passwords, user IDs, as well as credit, debit, and social security numbers are not believed to have been compromised. The cyber attack lasted from June through August and affected customers who use the bank's online or mobile services. Oracle Open World was held in San Francisco this week. There, Executive Chairman and CTO Larry Ellison took the opportunity to push Oracle's cloud offerings. Ellison famously mocked the idea of cloud computing just a few years ago. Now, he's positioned the company as one that will become the industry's largest cloud players.
In 2014, we built a lot of technology for the cloud, and we gained some real momentum in our cloud business. And we're just getting started in the cloud. I mean, how many articles have I read? We missed the cloud. And there are millions of applications and millions of databases poised to move to the cloud.
Oracle has been building out the various pieces of its cloud portfolio steadily over the past couple of years and has now entered into the platform as a service market, with which customers can move on-premises Java applications to Oracle's cloud database and WebLogic Server Cloud with a, quote, push of a button, Ellison said. Earlier this week, I attended a hardware hackathon for women here in San Francisco. Here are some of the highlights. A singing cat alarm clock that turns off when you pet it, a Fibonacci spiral LED display that uses the NextBus API to show you when your bus will arrive. These are some of the final projects from Hackbright Academy's Silicon Chef Hardware Hackathon for Women. About 200 women participated this year, with 27 teams presenting their hardware projects in front of a panel of judges.
We were making kind of an electronic cat door with a deadbolt so that raccoons can't push through, because a lot of cat doors are kind of magnetic, so they just push right through.
I work in software, but I've always wanted to get more into hardware, and the company I work for, while being mostly a software company, is really trying to break into that space. So I thought it would be a good, safe environment to sort of experiment and play around.
It's just really great to just see everybody come together, like all the females, and it's encouraging.
In its second year, the Silicon Chef Hackathon is now an annual event for Hackbright. Well, that's our show. Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. To find out what's coming up on every week's show, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Melissa Aparicio, and for all of us here at the IDG News Service, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next week.